had this discussion today about they win a lot of them to get a play started. They have a drawn-up play every game. Let's see what they have in mind for today.
68 teams earn the right to dance. The goal to get all the way to the Final Four in Dallas. To get to the final, you have to win your first, and that starts right now as we tip it off from Notre Dame. Well, the Bulldogs do win the tip, but they turn it over, so now Illinois in white with the basketball. Take a look at tonight's starting lineups brought to you by Capital One. First for Illinois, what a boost to get Bryn Shoop-Hill back into the lineup. She's been out the last 4 with injury, and now inside to Carter it goes. Too easy.
I think both teams had a little nerves to start.
Yeah. It is a big stage when you get here. They've been waiting a long time, even though it was a quick turnaround for both of them to get here. Kendall Bostic, another one, number 44, to really keep your eye on for Illinois. She was spending a lot of time on the exercise bike, picked up a injury coming into this tournament. Not sure how long, how much she'll be able to go, but there is Cook, short on that attempt.
And Mississippi State would love to play man most of the night. They kind of split it. They're usually a 60% man team. But Coach Purcell said he'd really like to get as much ball pressure as he can, and we saw that in that last possession.
See the starting lineup there for Mississippi State, and this is a group with 9 transfers, all had to come together this season. Anastasia Hayes goes back inside to Carter, and when she catches the ball down there, coach, it's almost too late. Time running short here on the shot clock for Cook. She'll drive with her left, no problem, off the glass and in. This is Hayes back to Carter, does have some range, showing it off. 6 points for Carter.
Well, you couldn't ask for a much better start if you're Mississippi State. You get your best player involved on almost every possession.
Genesis Bryant with the basketball now, transfer from NC State. Foul on the floor.
I mean, I know we talked about Jessica Carter at the start, but the 2 guard matchups on both sides I find really, really interesting. What kind of pressure Hayes can put and Smith can put on Cook and Bryant.
Pull-up shot from Adalia McKenzie. Follow-up from Bostic, the 6'2 junior. Second team All-Big Ten this season.
I think we have a blood possibility on Carter right now on her elbow.
Just saw our officials pointing over to Carter. So you see Shauna Green, and you mentioned her success at Dayton in her 6 years there, 4 NCAA appearances, and in fact, she was in the first 4 last year with Dayton. We know, we called that game, which they won, by the way. All right, 6-4 so far. Jessica Carter, who just got bandaged up, has all 6 of Mississippi State's points. This is an undersized Illinois team. Carter at 6'5", flexing the muscle in the paint. Hayes, tough take, and she is fouled by Bryant on her way in. Hayes on the free throw line, her first point. If you know her name, I mean, she's played at Middle Tennessee. She started her career at Tennessee. Drive is blocked by Carter.
Well, Carter's a little out of position on this, but recovers so well, and her length just gets her a clean block from behind.
One of the top shot blockers in the SEC this season. That was number 59 on the year, but Bryant good off the inbounds.
What's the biggest key? And both of them said rebounding right off the start. Don't give up second shots.
And I think it's an area that Illinois probably imagines they will lose the overall battle of the boards, but they have to battle.
And they have to just keep it close enough that there's not those big follow-up shots that break your back. 2 or 3 offensive rebounds at the same time.
All right, back-to-back buckets from Bryant has us even at 8. Jerkayla Jordan, junior transfer from Tulane. Go-to girl, Carter has 8.
They just don't have the size to match up with her on a regular basis.
McKenzie. Bostic right there for the putback, but misses it.
I would have said maybe that the influence be more at that end, too. There was no shot blocker there, but they missed 2 layups.
I mean, you do have Ramani Parker out there who just knocks down the 3. She's 6'4". Just 1 3-point attempt so far for this Illinois team that set a program record this year. 225 3-pointers made, It's a new single season record. Cook will launch one on cue.
I think Illinois is going to need Cook to have a huge game tonight.
And she's certainly capable of it, averaging 18 points per game. That ranked 4th in the Big Ten this season.
Well, right now, basically, between the two teams, you have 8 guards on the floor and 2 post players.
Illinois on the run, and McKenzie ties it up again.
Transition. Got to get back. Illinois is going to try to push it, get to the rim, get a 3.
Jordan had such a great month of February for Mississippi State, averaged nearly 17 points per game in that stretch, about 5 over her average. Parker, feeling it from the outside. I mean, she is a 39% three-point shooter. Cook, so good with the crossover. Yes.
She just has a confidence about her that I think her last, year at Dayton started to give her, and now she's brought it with her to Illinois, and I think it inspires the rest of their team.
McKenzie stops, pops, it's good. First lead for the Illini. Parker. Back out, Johnson takes. Cook, too much space.
She is feeling it right now.
Crossover from Johnson is fouled. Ajahnay Johnson going to the free throw line, a grad transfer from St. Bonaventure.
I think we have a really good chance of seeing a press after these free throws by Mississippi State.
Every game is on the ESPN family of networks, and for more information, go to NCAA.com, your home for all 90 NCAA championships. A little surprise. I was with you, Coach. I thought we would see that press.
Well, it's more of a half-court one into their zone. They'll extend that now eventually when you're least expected. Usually he tries it on one of the first free throw situations that they have.
Cook kept it. Now gets it back from Bryant. She'll unleash the 3. Time for Mississippi State to have the last say in the first quarter. They'll look for the 3 and drain it! What a way to finish our first quarter as Courtney Weber, the Florida State transfer, makes it a 21-19 Mississippi State lead. Illinois trying to take advantage, being back in the tournament for the first time since 2003. That's a great look to start quarter number 2. 7 to shoot. Bulldogs looking for options. Parker travels, so gives it right back. A couple of back-to-back turnovers.
Both teams have guards that can penetrate off the dribble, quick, but they also need the ball, move the ball off the pass.
Cook, 9 points in the first quarter, adds a couple more. Puts Illinois back out in front. And the bucket to boot. Cook looking for the screen. She'll pull up instead. Both of these teams had some time to prepare for this first 4 game as Hayes is fouled, losing in their conference tournaments. Illinois lost in the quarterfinals of the Big Ten to Maryland. Hayes at the free throw line. The Bulldogs were 4 for 4. And Hayes, an excellent free throw shooter. And you talked about their depth potentially being a factor in this game. You just saw 13 points from the Mississippi State bench, none off the bench for Illinois.
Of course, Illinois is not going to have too many players come in the game off the bench.
6 to shoot. McKenzie with the shot clock at 2.
The zone did its job that time.
Carter wants to be closer to the basket. Bostic stood her ground that time.
That's an unnecessary foul right there. Make somebody who's coming in off the bench have to make a shot over the top.
Danae Carter on the free throw line now for the Bulldogs. Let's take a look at our bracket tips presented by Nissan. Well, it's good to be on top. Number 1 seed has won 10 straight titles on the women's side, and the top 3 have won all 40 NCAA championships. And get your phone out, get ready, because our tournament challenge is back for ESPN. It's the #1 bracket game. Brackets close. She did not play last season. She redshirted for mental health issues, and she admitted she battled with depression, was in a really low place. But my goodness, how wonderful to see that young lady out here smiling, enjoying herself, and really making a big impact for her team.
Well, she's owned what she needed to do. She knew she needed to get help, and that's the first thing is, hey, I need help, and take care of it. And then she's just rejoiced with the newfound happiness she has in basketball this year. It's kind of got a new lease on her basketball life and her life in general.
Great to hear, too, what Sam Purcell and his staff did, all coming in and making a point to get to know her. He told us earlier today even, he said, you know, we just let her know we care. We're here for whatever you need.
I mean, these are young adults trying to learn to cope with a whole bunch of things in life. Probably more than I ever had to cope with when I'm young, as far as, you know, all the outside pressures and everything else that goes with it. And she was delightful to talk to about it yesterday.
6 on the shot clock on this end now. Boy, both defenses working hard, making it difficult to get a good look. And that shot clock violation on both ends. Yeah, it looked like it was going to be a long, long night with Jessica Carter going to work on this end, but both these teams had to have some good defense to get here. They've been showing it off. There goes Carter. Kept it high, rolled it in.
And got behind.
McKenzie. She's got 6. Dahlia McKenzie said, I don't want to go through what I went through last year. I'm grateful to be here, but I'm not satisfied. She wants more. Illini now the chance to retake the lead. We are in South Bend, Indiana. The Notre Dame Fighting Irish, the 3 seed. They'll be in action on Friday. Part of the Greenville 1 regional. And that's McKenzie again. Back-to-back buckets in the lead for Illinois. There is nothing like the intensity of the big dance, and these two teams trying to live up to the moment right now. Hayes, a 2,000-point scorer in her career. TBS, TNT, and True TV with coverage beginning at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific.
Well, can they end the quarter like Mississippi State did? Oh.
Yeah, I think Cook maybe just didn't have an idea of how much time was left. Bulldogs will look for one final shot, but they won't get it off. No foul, so it is a 1-point game. 6 ties, 6 lead changes. Loser going home. That's what it is all about this time of year. And Mississippi State will start off with the ball and welcome Alana Smith back to the floor.
To the game.
And she goes right inside, same way the game started to Carter. Genesis Bryant had 6, she lost it again. Shaky start to this third quarter for Illinois. Hayes right to the rim. And Bostic, by the way, playing with 2 fouls. Number 44, the 6'2 junior, really the best size that Illinois has to put on the floor. Dahlia McKenzie tried to go over the back of Jessica Carter to make that shot.
That's a big wall to go over.
6'5". And there's another foul.
Against a 6'5 post player and a 6'4 or 3 post player.
SEC all-freshman team selection this year from Mississippi State on the free throw line. Got 1 to go. That's her first point of the evening. She averages almost 9. Here's Smith.
Offensive rebound, and a killer one on the free throw. I mean, coaches just go crazy when you give up offensive rebounds on free throws.
23-15, rebounding advantage, Mississippi State in the game. Smith too strong, and there is Shupil on the glass. Bryant. And Carter had to be careful there.
And I think players, good players, that are penetrators sense when somebody has to back off a little bit.
Really impressive turnarounds for both of these programs under new head coaches this season. Carter now with 14.
And Bostic limping back on that possession.
McKenzie. Smith making her presence felt. Oh, how quick is Mississippi State?
And both teams just have exceptional quickness at the guard position. You know, Hayes and Jordan and Cook and Bryant.
First miss from the line tonight for Hayes. Bryant.
The game is getting a little scattered for Illinois right now.
That's 8-2 advantage Mississippi State this quarter. Make it 10-2 and maybe one more coming. Debrija Poe stayed home, is a Mississippi girl from Meridian, Mississippi, went to Meridian High School, one of the top-rated players in the state. This Mississippi State program not that long removed from those two appearances in the championship game 2017 and 2018 against, oh, by the way, the team whose floor they're playing on right now, Notre Dame. But since that time, 4 different head coaches in the last 4 years as they've tried to get things right. Illinois 0 for their last 4. Well, Cook won't mind getting some points from the free throw line. She's an 88% free throw shooter. Jordan, remember that Cook has 2 fouls. Trying to defend Jordan here. She goes down. Offensive foul!
This is a chance for a coach to draw something up. And Mississippi State goes in a zone.
13 points in the game for Makaira Cook. The Dayton transfer who followed her coach lost the basketball. Jordan to the basket is good. Illinois now down double digits. But interestingly, as they play here on Notre Dame's court, you just saw the Fighting Irish in the house take it in this game. Peebles too strong on the 3. This Illinois team really felt they had something in a dark scrimmage back in October when they took on Notre Dame on their home floor, were down 17 and beat them. Now, I know that's a scrimmage. Doesn't count in the record, but it counts a lot in confidence when you're a new team trying to get the pieces together.
And I think they would have felt that confidence win or lose in a scrimmage just because, you know, coming off the season they had had.
Quite a turnaround. In fact, the best in program history as Shauna Green took things over this year for the Illini.
Great pass.
Yeah, that's just beautiful passing, and timeout called by Illinois. Shauna Green has seen enough.
Well, a lot of switching on this possession by Mississippi State just to keep the ball in front of them. They've done a really good job. Carter has jumped out to show.
Oh, when in doubt, drive and get fouled. And it looks like she will indeed go back to the bench now. 14-point lead, though, for the Bulldogs. Their largest of the game.
Well, Poe tried to help her out by raising her hand for the officials to get the foul call, but they weren't buying it.
Bryant has had a great year in her first year. Illinois 1 for 11 this quarter, and that is money in the bank. Junior, she started her career at Michigan State, but this is her second year with Illinois and wants so badly to be out there helping her team. Talked at the press conference yesterday what this opportunity meant to her.
And finally, we got a bonus situation here.
Genesis Bryant, second team All Big Ten this year with the Illini. Perfect for both attempts. For Mississippi State, but still this quarter, they've been getting what they want for the most part. Weber around and out. She gets it right back. Nobody boxed her out.
Everybody turned and assumed their teammate had the ball.
Once again, the deficit at 14 points for Illinois. They've got 10 minutes to go. And maybe not only getting this program stabilized, but on the rise.
Yeah, you know, I mean, he has incredible Final Four experience with Louisville. And, you know, I think that has served him well to understand, A, the kind of players you need to get to that level and the little details you need to do to play at tournament time. And they've come well prepared today. Not that Illinois hasn't, but Mississippi State has executed their game plan really well today.
13 points in the game for Cook. She averages 18.2, 80 for 91 coming into this game.
And Illinois coming in with a little press of their own right now.
Well, they need to change some things, right?
Yes,
they need to change the way this game has gone since halftime. It has really been heavily in favor of Mississippi State.
And if they can knock down a couple of the shots they did early, this game could change in a hurry.
And Bostic just as quickly back off. She tried to get back out there, but you can see how labored her gait is coming off the floor.
60% free throw shooter. And that's one of the things she knows she needs to get better at. Yeah, there's a lot of those players out there. It's making it difficult for people in my job.
I know. Yeah, you retire from coaching, but obviously you're still very... One of these teams will be playing on Friday as well, taking on the Creighton Blue Jays. Poe, the freshman, starting to feel it. McKenzie looked to dish off. Cook, ever more riding on her shoulders with Bostic on the bench. Haven't seen much of Shoop Hill this half either for Illinois. A regular starter. Weber in the corner.
You know, it's funny, when I watched shoot around this morning, I wondered, is she going to make the big three for them today?
No look. Peebles, come on, make it count. She does.
Despite anything else, the game was invented to put the ball in the basket, and Illinois is 2 for 17 in this half.
Yeah, just have really struggled offensively, the Illini. Gotta clean that up a little bit. Sophomore for the Bulldogs. Her team trying to get through, take on Creighton. But Illinois
well-designed play to get Bryant a shot. Now the press is back on. Can they get a turnover? Can they force Mississippi State to speed up more than they want to?
Ramani Parker hit a couple of big threes off the bench in the first half. This time it's the putback that's good. Yeah, it's a big rebounding advantage, plus 14 for Mississippi State in the game on the glass as Cook has her first field goal in the second half. This is Danae Carter. Lopez trying to stand her ground defensively. And I'm not quite sure Illinois knew who that pass was to. Jordan says, I'll take it all the way for 2. In the regular season, one of 7 SEC teams in this NCAA tournament. Bryant, 2 more big points. She has 18. Illini now 4 of their last 4. They finally have started to make some baskets.
You always wonder as a coach, okay, what's our point that we turn and we put somebody back in?
The last thing you want to do is let the other team gain momentum. And as Illinois tries to do just that, Carter comes to the table.
To play against the press. Let's see if they do a better job than they have the last couple possessions.
No luck on the roll for Adalia McKenzie. Steal, Cook, easy 2.
How long does Sam Purcell wait for a timeout here?
He looks up and ready over there. He's going to see what his team can do here as the pressure is on from Illinois. Looking to create another turnover. .6-0 run by Illinois. They've made 6 of their last 7. There's a foul before Carter even has a chance to get the shot off. Maybe not a bad thing, really.
Not a bad thing.
Hayes with her left. The put back from Jordan. No. Carter on the glass.
Well, Cook's got to find a good shot for herself or a teammate off this pick and roll.
She's going to take it herself. And the shot blocker, you best believe, affected that shot. All roads leading to Texas, both the men's and women's tournaments will have their Final Four in Texas. Women going to Dallas. Carter left open, that can't happen. And she's had to play some big minutes tonight with the injuries inside for the Illini, and that has absolutely played a part in the storyline as well. Her comeback will take at least one more step forward for the Bulldogs. As I mentioned earlier, second team Big Ten recognition this year, joining the Illini. 17 points tonight, transfer from NC State.
I mean, to think a team won one game last year in the Big Ten, and here they are in the NCAA tournament.
Grad transfer, spent 4 years at St. Bonaventure, now dancing with the Bulldogs under their first-year rookie head coach, Sam Purcell. Not only is he a first-year head coach, it's his first year as a head coach.
Yeah, I asked him why he needs coffee, because I saw him yesterday morning when he first got up.
He was already raring to go, I have no doubt.
Yep.
Was talking to his team, Sam Purcell, as they got ready for this first four matchup, and maybe they felt they were a little underseeded and didn't deserve to have to play in the first four, but they're here, and at that point he said, why not us? Why not us? Moving on.
You know, he reiterated that to them again this morning. You know, let's just go, give everything we have, and let it all hang out.
Speaking of giving it all, that is 8 points this quarter for Cook, 21 in the game, but the victory goes to Mississippi State. The Bulldogs victorious and headed for a date with Creighton on Friday.